Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got a bunch of entertainment news updates for you today. So let's get on with the show. The first topic of the day is Luke Evans joins Disney Plus's Pinocchio movie. This is coming from Deadline Hollywood. Deadline can tell you first that Beauty and the Beast Gaston star Luke Evans will play the coachman in Disney's live-action retelling of Pinocchio, directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Tom Hanks as Geppetto. The movie, which was recently announced at Disney Investor Day December, is making its destination on the streaming service Disney Plus, not theaters. So this is definitely going to be something that's going to their Disney Plus streaming services, not going to theaters this time around. It's just exclusively to Disney Plus, and which we'll see a lot more streaming services actually do a lot more of. Disney Plus is doing that. Netflix is doing that, hands down, probably the best at doing that right now. But HBO Max and Disney Plus are catching up. So definitely this is one of those movies that will catch up to that crowd. So now next is a movie that I actually never thought it was going to have a sequel. I love the movie, but I never thought it was going to have a sequel. And that was Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider starring Alicia Vikander is having a sequel. Officially, Misha Green is directing the Tomb Raider sequel. She will write and direct in her first directorial debut the next installment of Tomb Raider. Alicia Vikander, of course, will reprise her role as Lara Croft in the sequel to the 2018 action flick, which earned nearly $275 million at the global box office. That's kind of why I thought it was going to go, but looks like there's just enough there to get a sequel. And which is I really enjoyed that Tomb Raider. I remember enjoying the Angelina Jolie ones where it was fun, but when you go back and look at it now, it was kind of cheesy. But the new one, I actually really enjoyed the new one, and I was hoping for a sequel, so I'm really glad that this is happening. Misha Green had this to say. She tweeted this out. My fave from classic era is Legend, and from survival era, it's a tie between Rise and Shadow. Who's as excited as I am for the Tomb Raider movie? And that's it. We don't know when it's coming out. We don't know when they plan to make it or whatnot, but she's definitely getting a chance at making this movie. I loved Lovecraft Country. I don't think I've seen anything else she's done in here. Oh, wait. She is the creator of The Mother. Netflix is The Mother. I kind of like that, too. Oh, she wrote it and produced, but I love that one as well. So definitely she's got a lot of talent in her, and I'm really excited to where the next Tomb Raider is going to take place and how it's going to take place. So get ready for that for fans who love that Tomb Raider. All right. The next thing, as we're going really quickly through, is J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark series apparently is still in development. This is coming from Get Fandom. They're saying that it's in development and is actually coming from TV Line. And there's nothing much there. It's just one line. It's just a bunch of updates in terms of TV and series and like that. And there was one line where they asked if it's still being made, and they said yes. J.J. Abrams' Justice League Dark series is reportedly still in development, which I think it's good. I mean, I would love that. I mean, a lot of times J.J. Abrams, he doesn't put things out. It's like he secretly makes stuff, and then when it's time to put it out, he just shows up and here you go. We don't even know what happened. The Cloverfield movies, it's just drops out of nowhere, right? I mean, there are times that you actually know what's going on, like Star Wars and Star Trek, those big properties, and you could argue that Justice League Dark is definitely a big property, but maybe he's holding a lot of those cards to his chest, and maybe he's secretly making stuff about this and we don't even know about it. But hey, I would definitely want to see what this does. J.J. Abrams is heading this project. I do like a lot of J.J. Abrams' work, and I'm really interested in if any of this ties into what right now is the Snyderverse pretty much on HBO Max, or is it going to tie into the Berlanti-verse? I want to expect that J.J. Abrams is going to say, look, I get what you guys are doing over there. I get what you guys are doing over there, but I'm going to stick with where I'm at, and I'm going to have my own little universe on my own. So that could definitely be it as well. Although it will be so sweet. I think Garza said this at one point, that it will be great to have like Snyder's Justice League meet up with the Abrams Justice League Dark characters, and they come together in their own Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. But you know what? I mean, we already got that. We're getting kind of like that in a Nightmare Vision, I think. If that's hopefully that's going to happen. It's up to us, but definitely expanding it that way and seeing another creator's work in terms of the DC is it's actually kind of exciting in that respect. So let's see what J.J. Abrams got. They bought him for $500 million. They got him over to HBO Max and doing stuff for it, and he's done incredible well, being one of the the producers of Lovecraft Country and all these other projects as well. Let's see what he can do with DC. Let's see what happens with that. So now we're talking about Warner Brothers now. This is a big one. This is probably the biggest news of the day, is that Warner Brothers moves Godzilla vs. Kong release date. This is coming straight from Deadline Hollywood. Warner Bros. Sets date for James Wan's Malignant, which we can just briefly go through that right now. James Wan's upcoming horror movie, Malignant, which is simply billed as Wan's return to his roots with this new original horror thriller. We only have like a small little snippet of a girl sleeping and this weird thing coming up, but I'm excited for that because James Wan makes some really creepy stuff in there. I love his creepy stuff. But there is no other entry that is scheduled against Malignant. It's coming out September 10th. It's going to be pretty much by itself. It's also going to be part of the theatrical and HBO Max release plan, so that nothing changes in that regard. But we're going to go to Godzilla vs. Kong. It's now not coming out on March 26th. Yeah, so it's not coming out March 26th. It is now going to release domestically only 5 days later on Wednesday, March 31st. So not March 26th, though foreign markets will debut on that date, which is okay, which is good, because the people that really love the Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla King of the Monsters, it does really well in China. So they really do well in China over there. My cousins over the water, though I don't speak a lick of it, but they enjoy Godzilla versus the MonsterVerse, and so it does really well over the seas, and so definitely that would make sense to keep those dates there. But for here, it pushed back to March 31st, and including HBO Max on March 31st. Why did it do that? Why? Well, we remember I had that video that I just did a few days ago covering that. The talk was that Zack Snyder's Justice League was going to release on March 25th. Now, who said that? That was Grace Randolph, though Dave Pena and a few others have also said that is correct. That's what they've been told as well. So it looks like that this could possibly be the reason Godzilla vs. Kong moves, because of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Grace Randolph put out the Snyder Cut 1. Hooray! Godzilla vs. Kong domestic release pushed to March 31st. I'm just noticing now that there is an emoji for Godzilla vs. Kong here. That's absolutely terrific. That's so cool. I didn't know that existed, just still now. But hashtag Snyder Cut, or Zack Snyder's Justice League is in March 25th, trailer very soon. Then right below it, she goes, just got word that the Snyder Cut might move to March 18th. Just FYI. Now, there's certain situations here that we can talk about. March 25th makes sense. because that will be the week where there's nothing playing, right? Because now that Godzilla versus Kong moving to the 31st, it kind of clears up that spot. But if she says that now they're saying that they try to move it up to the 18th, so it makes a little bit of room from Zack Snyder's Justice League, gives it another week to perform against they want to say against Godzilla vs. Kong, but I don't think so. But at least it's through metrics, people could see, okay, people subscribed for this, and definitely came in, subscribed for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and let's see how many people subscribe to Godzilla vs. Kong. And Grace Randolph did do a video explaining kind of what she heard about that Godzilla vs. Kong, that Warner Bros. Intentionally did that to take away from the Snyder Cut in a way to show that, look, this is what we did for HBO Max with Godzilla vs. Kong, and try to eat up the noise, eat up the subscriptions from going to the Snyder Cut, all the credit going to the Snyder Cut. So if that's really happening, man, F that. Warner Brothers execs, man, I've already did that, but even more so. What a dick wants. But anyway, so Grace did say that she believes that maybe from when we heard about that when we all started tagging, hey, Jason Kylar, hey, you got to do something about this, he may have gone ahead and changed it. And the Snyders wanted them to change it, and they were successful in doing so. So March 25th, pretty good week. Might move, if they move it up to March 18th, that's great for us. I don't mind at all. But definitely March 18th would actually go against like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So that could possibly get in the way. Then again, that's like an hour, 45 minutes or something like that. And, go against a 4-hour movie. It's different platforms. So definitely they can still track the subscriptions for the Snyder Cut and the views for the Snyder Cut, because by itself, it's pretty much the biggest thing coming out on HBO Max in regards to that. So maybe people who are done watching the Falcon, whatever, and come over, they can watch the Snyder Cut or so on and so forth. But if it goes to March 25th, which is the date they've always wanted, because that's pretty much the anniversary of the release of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So in a sense, that would also make sense as well. Definitely, other people have asked, why did they move it up to March 11th? And Grace Randolph says simply because they won't be done in time. They're on the clock right now. They're trying to finish it up. March 11th is too soon. It won't be finished until at least March 18th. And for the date that they wanted, March 25th. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll see if it moves up or moves down or whatever. But essentially, now that we know Godzilla vs. Kong just kind of said, okay, we're pushing back, giving him some room, because they pushed up from May to March, and now pushed back a little bit to the end of March to give a little bit of room for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is good. I mean, I think we could feel a little bit better about that. I think definitely, but at the same time, it's going to be a great, fantastic HBO month towards the end of March, especially. And definitely, hopefully, they can see all the metrics and see that how many people subscribe to the Snyder Cut, how many people subscribe to Godzilla vs. Kong, how many views and things like that, and how many people continued subscribing after the Snyder Cut, after Godzilla vs. Kong, to keep you in tune with that. And hopefully, that will make greenlighting Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 a little bit easier for them and for them to handle. Now, she also mentioned the trailer as well. She's hearing that the trailer is indeed next week, which is, quite honestly, a very good guess if she's she's on point on that. And it's because it's February. That's when marketing is supposed to start. When does the trailer come out next week? I don't know. Here's me being a huge fan and supporter. I would definitely love if it could, have all that, the trailer on February 1st, which on a Monday at, 12 a.m. would be nice. But I don't know. So definitely not this week. Looking like not this week. She said it could be earlier, but she's hearing that it's been pushed to next week. And if it is next week, let's get ready for that. For that indeed. So I'm gonna throw this out there now. This is a trending event that a lot of people were talking about, and they kind of tagged me in it and also messaged and DM'd me in it. And I said, okay, I'm going to put it out. So this is the one on January 31st, 2021 at UTC 2:14 p.m. We trend worldwide. Zack Snyder's Justice League, which equates to 6:14 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then you can go ahead and look at this a little bit closer. You can screenshot this if you want to see when you should tweet out. They're trying to do this trending event to start off the February marketing campaign for Zack Snyder's Justice League, to just get it up there, get it on a high, get it on a positive high. That's 6:14 a.m. So that's definitely like 4:14 a.m. my time. I'm not going to be awake, but I'm definitely going to schedule a tweet just to join with that, and maybe throughout the day I'll do something as well. But also, Eric Blake had one, and he put out, and I couldn't find, but I put this out as well. P.S. Amy Adams' Lois Lane will be in the movie, so that's also a trending event on that day. That's people want to do that as well. Go ahead and do that as well. Definitely, Zack Snyder's Justice League Restoring the Snyderverse would definitely activate Amy Adams to come back as Lois Lane. That's pretty much a given. She is Lois Lane in the Snyderverse. So, but people want to throw out a support for Amy Adams, Lois Lane. You can feel free and go ahead and do that as well. All right, let's get to the next guy that really wants some support, really needs some support, and that is David Ayer. David Ayer likes to release the Snyder Cut support. Now, this is a tweet when someone asked, doesn't it bother you all the cocks that comments release the Ayer Cut on things that have nothing to do with it? Or do you like the support even though it is sometimes very persistent? You have to be persistent. And David Ayer says, I really like the support. Listen, man, if you're not persistent, you might not get heard. If you don't have a bigger voice, I think the reason why we got the Snyder Cut is because we were persistent. Nothing dampened our hope, really. I mean, it had some lulls, but for the most part, it made us stronger. Like every time they said a studio person source says it doesn't exist, it's a pipe dream, we just got louder, So definitely, it's great to hear that David Ayer likes the support. He encourages it as well. So definitely release the Ayer Cut is a great thing. Though Grace did say on her show as well, whether you want to listen to her or not, I just want to tell you, don't shoot the messenger. But she just wanted to say that she doesn't hear that it's actually happening, although other people said it is. I don't know what to believe, really. So let's just keep supporting Release the Ayer Cut here and there. Every time David Ayer throws out something, I'll definitely report on it, and so on and so forth. He likes the support, and we like to give it to him. So that's definitely something, a little update for the Release the Ayer Cut as well. All right, well, that is it, pretty much. Let's get on to the members' comments and questions. Oh, right, before I get into that, I released something called the Man of Steel in under 15 minutes. Now, really, it's a Man of Steel recap, kind of like when you're going through a series or something, and you get to the next season, you have a review recap of the previous season. I wanted to do that for Zack Snyder's Superman arc, right? So Man of Steel is the first one out. You can check it up here. The link is right there. Man of Steel in under 15 minutes. Zack Snyder's Superman, the story so far, and I tried my best to cut it. I tried my best to keep the emotion in there, the points that I really like, the dialogue that I really love, and the shots that I really love, but compacting it from 2.5 hours down to 15 minutes for you. But definitely, I want to keep the feel of the movie intact at the same time, giving you a nice review recap, and then I'm going to do Batman v Superman, and then that should be kind of like my preview as onto the way to the road that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, and when Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out, I may do something like that as well. Maybe a part 1 and part 2, because 4 hours, man. I mean, Batman v Superman is going to be hard. 3.5 hours. How am I going to do this? But it's going to be difficult, but challenging. But I'm going to definitely have fun with that. So anyway, check that out. It might be a regular thing, movies in minutes. I don't know. But all right, let's get into the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. Like I said, if you want your comment and question read on this show, as hopefully I get to it, please join as a member down below and then put in a comment and question. All right. Frank Dombrowski. Good day, mate. Chris, always good to watch your show. The brief piece about Zack Snyder was heartbreaking to hear, but warming in the end, showing his support and resolve to deal with his terrible tragedy in his family's life. Stay gritty, healthy, outbreak-free, and strong always. Thank you. Thank you so much, Frank Dombrowski. Always appreciate the support. Brandon Hayes, yo, Chris, I just saw the Kong versus Godzilla trailer. I gotta be honest, I was reluctant to watch the trailer. The VFX are top-notch, but I'll say this. A movie like this was meant for theaters, but the concept is just over the top and silly. It's one of the films that make you go, damn, Hollywood is running out of ideas. This is ridiculous. You know what this film reminds me of? Those bad Sci-Fi Channel original movies that were prevalent in the early 2000s, but just with a big budget and higher quality VFX. I can see why they're trying to release on streaming next to the Snyder Cut, because they're hoping to up their subs. But real talk, does anyone truly have a burning need to see this film? I am, dude. I am a freaking Godzilla. Look at all this stuff here. Well, you can't see it, but it's like, oh my god. But it just because you don't like it doesn't mean there are lots of people. There are Godzilla fans all over the world who are dying to see this movie. But anyway, I'll go on. I'll keep reading. I think now once it gets released and watched, it'll be quickly forgotten. Warner Brothers is probably frustrated because they're not that everybody just wants to see a Snyder Cut, which must be very perplexing to Warner Brothers Pictures. But the Snyder becomes the most watched and critically acclaimed film on their platform above everything else. Now that will be cool. Yeah, so definitely get the Snyder Cut to be cool, but don't discount the people who love the MonsterVerse, like myself. I'm a huge guy. I've seen every single Godzilla film. I've seen every single Kong film, even the ones that he was Mecha Kong. Do you know about Mecha Kong? So it's one of those movies. Yes, it's over top and silly, and that is meant to be like that. So I'm like, and if you say that to a Godzilla fan, they actually get pretty offended. But I don't get offended, because to me it's like, well, that was what it was back then. We've watched Godzilla versus Kong, the old one in the 60s, and I'm dying to see them get a rematch, and hopefully Godzilla get some punches in. Come on, man. I know your arm's kind of short, but your tail is long. So don't discount that Godzilla versus Kong. I am super, super excited for this movie. I've loved Godzilla, and I loved every single Godzilla. Absolutely loved every single Godzilla that has come out. Even Shin Godzilla, and the Godzilla '98. That wasn't really Godzilla, but you know what? It was a fun monster flick. It's Zilla without the god, but it's still a fun little flick. So. Geek Haven Jan 86. Chris, Zack Snyder's Justice League March 25th, and GVK moved up to March 31st. I know. Restore the Snyderverse. Also, just for fun, which 4 characters would you choose for your squad? Feel free to mix and match. Freddy, Jason, Alien, Predator, Batman, Superman, Godzilla, and Kong. Well, you know me already. Superman, Godzilla, and I'm gonna go Jason, and then I'm gonna go Predator. Then I'm gonna go Predator. There we go. Now, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to get one from everything or not, but I'll just go with that. Yeah, I'll just keep with that. All right. This was a good analogy with YouTube. That was a good analogy. Oh, well, thank you. Really appreciate it. It kind of makes sense if you think it in that type of sense. It's the same thing as what I'm doing. In fact, like, come on. It's kind of the same kind of deal. But in a bigger corporate way with billions of dollars. I should point out that it really looks like the multiverse on screen is Jim Lee's idea, not Hamada's. After all, it was Lee's idea to give Ezra Miller a cameo in CW Crisis, if I recall correctly. Yes, I believe Jim Lee is instrumental in doing that, because I bet he was the one trying to appease all directions. Like, he was saying, don't worry, it's okay. We can let the Snyder Cut come out because we got this idea, you know? So he was instrumental in making it all work in the execs' heads, because these execs, they have no idea. They have no clue what the hell is going on. That's why they have Jim Lee. You know, that's why they had Jeff Johns, because they have no idea what to do with his properties, you know? So that's why, yeah, Jim Lee is instrumental in that. We just gotta keep reminding him that, you know, it's not just a one and done bringing, you know, the Snyderverse. This could potentially be explored in its own universe. Have a little budget for that. Agree. Dropping HBO Max after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League just indicates to Warner Media and AT&T that people didn't want to see the movie more than once, and that therefore those people aren't particularly interested in more Snyderverse. Thank you. I assume that everyone in the Snyderverse community wants to see Zack Snyder's Justice League over and over and over again, showing it to friends and family, right? Definitely. Get on that, you know. But you know, it may be better if each one of those 100 people that you have over, though it's COVID, so maybe you can't have that much people over, but hopefully they are subscribed as well. So with Godzilla vs. Kong trailer getting a top trend, think we really need to see the second Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer dominate the numbers. I trust the community will work to ensure that. We will. Can't wait to see it. Jonathan Mueller, I would love to see an HBO Max series show based on the Nightmare. Sure, we'll witness some glimpses of that timeline being told through Justice League 1, 2, and 3, but I think could be a standalone as well as a spin-off on HBO Max, or maybe we could get that Mad Max Joker movie. Yeah! Oh, yeah. You know what? I love your idea. There's so many characters within DC that could have survived that little thing, and they're part of the Nightmare, like Suicide Squad and all these other characters or whatever. Imagine the Birds of Prey trying to survive in a nightmare world. How sick would that be? It's all our very own little Mad Max Fury Road nightmare vision type of stuff. Big Rooster, Chris, you're definitely pumping out a lot more content lately. You need to do your own live stream a couple times a week because it will be easier to interact with your subscribers. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I just don't have time for it. So that's why I'm utilizing the members and just reading member comments so that way I can interact with you for every video. But yeah, definitely, I don't know how Dave does it. He does a live stream every day except Thursdays. And the weekends, I think he does. But definitely, he has a lot of energy for that and time. Like when I'm shooting right now, I'm shooting at nighttime. Like it's like almost 9 p.m. and everybody in the United States is sleeping. So, which is my biggest audience. They're sleeping. So that's why I kind of do that on Saturday nights, which is relatively earlier than where am I doing it right now. So, but definitely, maybe when this becomes like a more regular thing and I don't have other jobs, good. But, gonna need you guys' help on that. Share, like, subscribe, whatever, and tell people. I don't know. But Cooper Moser, but thank you so much, Big Rooster. Cooper Moser, if HBO Max released Godzilla vs. Kong and Zack Snyder's Justice League a day apart, how will they get an accurate number to know how many people subscribe, particularly for Zack Snyder's Justice League or Godzilla vs. Kong? Seems like they're not giving Zack's movie enough time to shine and determine its success. It's like the studio execs are treating it like a cul-de-sac and not a 4-hour epic universe builder that it really is. I don't know. The day after release thing has me a little upset for Zack. And upset you should be. And definitely, like I said, it moved. So definitely we have a better chance of seeing those metrics as you say it there. ASP Jones, a new Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer is going to break all records. Hell yeah! Julian Ortega, nice. I got the same Dark Side shirt. It's awesome, man. Yeah, I was thinking about the blue one, but the color won't work. Sean Gates, I love HBO Max. I hate to sound like a shill, but there really is a ton of great content there. Perry Mason is fire. I love the Perry Mason show. I can't wait for season 2. And a new, it's probably going to be a new mystery because that mystery was done. They found out who killed the baby and stuff like that. Kiran Prasad, regarding the trailer drop, didn't Zack mention somewhere that there will be a countdown for it? Fans should do their best to market it. Still not sure about the VOD theatrical distribution situation of Zack Snyder's Justice League outside the USA. They should be clear about it up front to avoid piracy. Yeah, now you think about it, I think there wasn't there supposed to be a countdown? So we'll see. Maybe this week or even like early next week, we'll start getting countdown. Maybe from that trend event that we're doing on the 31st. Jonathan Mueller, casual. Why do you like Zack Snyder's design for Steppenwolf? Zack Snyder fans, because he's thick. He's a lot thicker, a lot more bolder and meaner and spiky as heck. Manu Del Peck, about the HP live action series. Harry Potter. They're probably using the name of the way Amazon are using the name Lord of the Rings, as so not a remake, as some people are imagining. And why I would like that too. The denial is standard practice. Tom Askiam was appointed as new head to oversee the Harry Potter and Wonder Woman franchise expansion. Sarnoff made comments too that made their intentions clear. Is that World War or Wonder? It was announced last week. It hasn't happened yet because JKR or JK Rowling obviously has to approve anything that's done. It's hers. She has binders full of material that's never been published in addition to the Pottermore stories. I know for a fact that she is involved in whatever they end up doing. There's 3 more Fantastic Beasts films to come, and it won't be surprising if there's more Wizarding World. I'm sorry, that Wizarding World franchise. I clearly read that as Wonder Woman because that's all I've been doing, Wonder Woman. But anyway, sorry, I apologize for that. Or she can write 1 or 2 episodes and oversee all series or films to come. Yeah, like you're mentioning there is a lot of material they can definitely do. So I'm really surprised they haven't been doing that yet. But it looks like there is tons of possibilities to expand that universe into bigger properties and bigger spin-offs and series and stuff that go beyond Harry Potter, just Wizarding World, like you say there, right there. Here's a plot for Godzilla versus Kong. Mechagodzilla is built to hunt down other titans. He fights Kong and loses. That's how Kong earns the title of king. There's a flashback which connects Kong's parents to Godzilla. Maybe Godzilla finished them off in the Skull Island. That's the war they mentioned in the trailer. Maybe it is placed in ancient times. In the end, Godzilla and King Kong team up against Mechagodzilla and Mecha King Ghidorah. Wow, Mecha King Ghidorah, who should be returning in some fashion. When they are about to get beaten, they're saved by Mothra, who fights. I think I know where this is going. Who fights Mechagodzilla and Mecha King Ghidorah alone. Leaked dialogue from GV. I think I know where this is going. Godzilla, you were never a king. You were never even a monster. Kong says, save Mothra. And Godzilla goes, why did you say that now? Now, I always thought it was the other way around. Like Kong would be the one, Godzilla would say, save Mothra. And Godzilla's, because he has the axe, the axe. Anyway, Jonathan Mueller, I hope they give us a Voldemort or Sirius Black show. Many possibilities. Unleash the Snyder God. The hype engine has been activated. I really hope one of the guys over there in States is able to send me these shirts registered on the website now. Just waiting. What would be cool with the t-shirts, whoever sent them out of States, leave their IG account so they can be thanked. It'll help us connect as a bigger community. All right. Well, check out Daddy Gray, folks. I don't know who's selected for you. You could definitely ask Scott McClellan or the Nerd Queens for that. I had 2. So I had 2 international fans. One responded, and then I was waiting for the other one, and that person never responded on Twitter or email. And I'm just like, you know what? Can you guys give me another person? And so they gave me someone in Australia, so I now have 2 again. But I'll see how these 2 work out, and definitely if if I've got a little bit more time, I can definitely pick up another 2. So hang in there. There's still more shirts coming out. Like I said, there's Steppenwolf shirts. There's probably a lot more shirts coming out, so there will be a lot of time to buy the stuff. And hopefully, maybe by then they'll have international. Amparo. If by the end of the May they haven't announced Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, I will cancel. But if they do, I will keep my subscription the same way I've kept it this whole past year. May, that's not too bad. At least that's about 2 months, definitely. But hopefully you like other content that comes out from that. But we'll see. But thank you so much for hanging in there. Michael Serlo Mathilier. We all need to stay with HBO Max. They were the only streaming service that got us Zack Snyder's Justice League. Very true. We need to stay loyal. AT&T will spend money on HBO Max if we stay. Warner Media will continue to create new content if we stay and support the streaming service. So let's stand united and support HBO Max, support AT&T, support Warner Media, restore Zack Snyder. You know what I also heard was that Netflix wanted to buy the Snyder Cut as well, just like how they tried to buy Godzilla vs. Kong, and that was before Warner Media released it, or Warner Brothers released it. So, but they said no. So it's like they said no to that and still never released it themselves until Warner AT&T, forced their hand. So what a weird, but Netflix is definitely they're that company that if you're a director and you want to get something made and shown out, and you give them a pitch, they'll probably say yes. I mean, they want more content. So Netflix is awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Very important. Ring that notification bell. Then keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.